Hey, it's Brian Mudd. This is the return of my video cheat sheet along with the majority of my voice for Monday, October 15th. October 15th, does that just sound nutty or what? Okay, several different things this morning to take a look at. The first is going to be related to Social Security and what recipients can expect for 2013. But first, we got to know where we stand, right? And so the cost of living adjustment of Social Security has been oftentimes tied to CPI, or how much more stuff costs, inflation, right? All right, so when we take a look, there are a couple different numbers you get from the government. One is excluding food and energy, and the other includes food and energy. Of course, the one that includes food and energy is the only one that actually matters in our lives, unless you've managed to survive without food and use of energy. So anyway, when factoring in food and energy, we are paying an average of 3.2% more for stuff throughout the course of 2012 than we did for 2011. Certainly a number that's relatively manageable. And average salaries are actually up about 3% too. So for this year, most people are not falling significantly more behind. However, when we take a look at Social Security, what's going to happen in next year, we find out that, once again, Social Security recipients are going to be only likely to receive 1 to 2% increases in Social Security checks for next year, which means that Social Security recipients, once again, will be falling behind what the actual cost of living has been for the past year, and it's likely to be as we look forward to next year. It's yet another reminder, not only for existing Social Security recipients, but for future Social Security recipients, even before benefits are significantly cut potentially. You know, we're taking a look at 2032. You have to account for Social Security simply not keeping up with the cost of living year over year. It's not keeping up with inflation. It's one more reason why you can't be completely reliant on Social Security as you get into those retirement years where you might not have other income coming in. Especially important these days since fixed income type investments don't yield much of anything. All right, so the economy. Economists have weighed in on next year, which is more than I will do. They have gone where I refuse to go, and I refuse to project the economy in 2013. There are just too many uncertainties. I feel like I'd be doing you-know-what in the wind if I tried to, because we don't know what the outcome is going to be, number one, of this election, how that will impact the lame duck Congress, what will end up happening, if anything, the last part of this year. Will we get into January or even February before we have some type of resolution of the fiscal cliff that would go retroactive to January? You can see where this is going. There's just no way, in my mind, to intelligently be able to project the economy for next year. But nevertheless, that's what economists do, right? A lot of what they do isn't necessarily... I'm sorry. I'm not meaning to impugn them. Anyway, economists for 2013 are saying that unemployment will go back over 8%. I think it'll do that before we get there. And that the average growth for the economy next year will be in the neighborhood of 2.5%. So, I mean, while that's not good, it's better than where we've been this year. Average growth in this economy this year has been under 2%. So that's actually, all things considered, for what it's worth from these economists, a slightly more optimistic point of view for next year, even if unemployment is rising a little bit as well. All right, and the check could be in the mail. If you use a Kindle, if you're e-reading books and have been since 2010 through September, you could have a check in the mail. There was a antitrust settlement with 3 of the major publishers, including like a Simon & Schuster, on price fixing for Amazon's e-bookstore. So you could receive a refund of 30 cents to $1.32 per book that you read during that period of time. So, you know, if you're an active reader, that could actually add up to be a significant amount of money over the course of a couple of years. For more information about that, check out my physical cheat sheet. And don't pass up the opportunity, because Amazon sent out notices on Saturday. So if you received one of those notices, it wasn't spam to try to get you to buy more stuff. It's a heads up as to what you need to do to claim your refund. You can get it electronically or a check in the mail. That is the cheat sheet for today. Enjoy yours. See you tomorrow.